Hello everyone and welcome to Module 2. I hope that you have your thumb drive ready to back up everything or save your files, have a Google Drive ready so that you don't lose any of your files as we begin to create our image files in this. So here we are in Module 2 working with images and multimedia files. We'll be working in Photoshop. Be sure to watch the videos for this module and then respond to it. And then you can respond to that discussion forum. Homework 1, file formats, I'm going to go over in a brief Photoshop tutorial followed by this. And then you will want to submit your file formats in the discussion forum. Then coming up, you have 2 weeks in this module, so you've got another week to work on your animated GIF. There's a video linked to the assignment sheet, so you can follow that video tutorial in order to complete that assignment. And then you will have a quiz that is a PDF format. You will need to resave that quiz with your name and then go to your editing features in Adobe Acrobat to fill out the text boxes on that quiz, and that quiz is to assess Photoshop. And there also will be a question on the introduction video from Module 1. Be sure to download your assignment sheets for Module 2 for the instructions on how to complete the assignments for Module 2. This is going to be a tutorial on how to complete the homework assignment for the first homework file formats. I want to select here an image that I have. Let's see if it's in here. This is called full size render. And I want to go to image, image size. And I can see that this is it's a JPEG and the resolution is 72. I'm going to change that resolution and bump it up to 96. Read the article that I have posted in this module. It's called the 72 PPI myth to find out why I like to use 96 rather than 72. In order to change that, I'm going to uncheck the resample image. Because I'm going up in my resolution, I want to uncheck resample because I cannot actually go up in size. I can't increase the size. What I'm going to do is uncheck resample so that I can see right now the dimensions in inches is about 8.9 inches in width and height. So if I change that resolution to 96, you can see that the width and the height goes down. Now it's to about 6.7 inches. So the actual size of the image and the pixels don't change because I'm not adding anything that's not there. What I'm just doing is increasing the resolution and then decreasing the width and the height. So I hope that makes sense. So the image size does not change. I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. So you can see there the image size is still the same. I want to go back to image size now because I want to change the width and the height or the pixels. So we're going to actually transition now to thinking about pixels. And in order to do that, because I'm going down in size, I am going to check resample now because I do want to change the size at this point. I want to decrease the size of my image. I'm going to switch to pixels. And I'm going to just choose 250 pixels is about the size that I want. And you can go bigger for your submission. There's not a set size that I want you to submit your images for this module. But I'm just going to input 250 to keep the size down. And you can see once I did that, now the image size has greatly reduced. I'm going to click on OK. And I can see the change here. I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in using Command plus, or you can use the zoom tool here. Now that I've changed the image size, I want to make sure that my image mode is in RGB. So we want to be in RGB for the web, and if it is not RGB, you can go ahead and change that here. Make sure there's a check by RGB. And I want to go to File, Save As to make sure I have a JPEG version here. And since I changed the size, you want to go ahead and give it a new name and resave it. So I'm going to save it as Heart JPEG. Let me go ahead and save. I'm going to cancel because I've already done that. Then once you've saved a JPEG version, you also want to save it as a PNG and then as a GIF, which here is a CompuServe GIF. And I've already saved those formats here, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel out. So now you have three versions, a JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and open those up so you can see I have a PNG and a GIF. If I hold down the Shift key, I can open them up at the same time. And now you can see by the tabs I have the JPEG, PNG, and GIF version. I'm going to go to Window, Arrange, and go to 3 up vertical so that I can see these 3 images at the same time. And I can adjust my window here so that I can see them all. And I'm going to go up in size by going to Command plus again. So I'm viewing these at 200%. And when it's such a small size here with 250 pixels, you really can't see much difference in these different file formats, and you really have to kind of zoom in. So I'm going to even go up to 300, and that's if you want to go larger than 250 pixels, that's fine, but you don't want to go too big either, because then it will take a long time to upload once you submit it on As You Learn. So here, let's take a look at what's happening here, the JPEG, the PNG, and the GIF. So you can start to see some pixelation happening in these images. You will read the other reading we have for this module, which is from the John Duckett book, HTML and CSS, and that chapter I will provide for you is on web images, and that will help you understand a little bit more the differences between these file formats and which images are more appropriate for which format. So be sure to read that chapter for this module, and then choose an image that you want to submit. So you want to use the same image like I did here, but save it as 3 different formats using RGB for all 3, the GIF, PNG, and JPEG, and then in the discussion, comment on another classmate's post. I'm going to close out of Photoshop now and go to As You Learn. What you want to submit in the discussion forum is going to look something like this. So you'll have your 3 images in the 3 different formats. And I'm going to show you one way to submit it. You don't have to do it this way, but this will be kind of an easy way to submit the 3 different formats here. You're going to add a new discussion topic, give the subject a title, and then I want to click on my options menu to bring up some more options, and I'm going to click on table, and I want the caption position to be on the bottom. I want 3 rows and 3 columns, and I'm going to use the default theme. I'm going to go ahead and create table. So then in the first cell here, I'm going to add my images. I'm going to go back. So I want to add my GIF image and just drag it into that area for my first column. And then underneath it, in the next row, I'm going to type in GIF. And then I can highlight that and center the text. Then I'm going to click into the next column and drag the JPEG image. And underneath that, I'm going to type in JPEG. Center that text. And then for the last column is my PNG. And there are my 3 different file formats. And then I can go on and complete my submission by adding further text.